to the channel. So today I'd like to take you through a 2017 66E Mystique. It's a really nice boat. It has relatively low hours on it for its age. I think we're at 1,075 hours, so under 1,100 hours for a 2017 boat. And also, if you don't know, there's a 1,000-hour service that's due every 1,000 hours. That's a more comprehensive service where they clean the aftercoolers and things like that. And that service has been done. So it should just be normal oil changes, normal service for the next couple of years until you get to the 2,000-hour mark. This boat also has the C18 engines with the extended warranty, and that warranty runs through November of 2025 right now. It's fully paid. After that period, you can also buy additional warranty. Come on aboard. One of the first things you'll notice is this transom was built a little differently. So at the time of order, it's an option to have 2 stairways and a central table or 2 seating areas. And this 2 seating area option is pretty nice because you have less room dedicated to the stairways, and it kind of gives you 2 separate groups. I find that often maybe it's sunny on one side and not the other, but this arrangement really works out pretty well. Let's walk around the outside of the deck. We do have a aft station right here. So I've got my thruster control, my engine control. I do have a yacht controller here, so I'm not going to use this very often. I do like to have this station out and ready, just in case I drop the yacht controller or something like that. I know that there's another station right here. So it is a good safety item to have it. This boat also has these wing doors. The main thing I like about the wing doors is they cut down on the amount of noise here in the cockpit when the engines are running. The Marlows have an underwater exhaust. You really don't hear the exhaust very much at all, but you do hear the air intake to the turbochargers when you're running. So I think that these wing doors are a really nice option if you like to sit back here when you're slow cruising. Come on forward. This is an option the owner chose at the time of build as well. We call it the forward boarding door. The main feature here is that I'm way up off the water here. So if you're docked in a place, say a commercial dock at Pier 66, along the wall in Savannah or something like that, where you've got a tall dock, this boarding door gives you an option so you're not jumping down onto the boat from a tall dock. It's also right here to the pilot house door into the galley. So a lot of owners set up these Marquip stairs like I have the brackets here for, and I can come up the stairs to this and right into my galley with my groceries instead of going through the salon and through the back gate. My wife told me she really likes it when I have her bring the bow line to here, which is kind of the widest part of the boat. So when we're backing into a slip and we need to put a line on a piling, it's much safer and you're able to use both of your hands with this high bulwark here, instead of being up near the front where the boat's getting narrower and there's just a rail. So this Portuguese bridge is really a nice safety feature. We have the twin windlasses up here. Really nice having the 2 separate windlasses. Those are totally separate 24-volt units. So if either one of them jammed or had a problem, you've got a fully operational second system with its own switches. We've also done bow seating up here, and this is a great spot to sit when you're anchored out. You know, when you're anchored out, you're usually into the wind, and it's just a nice, cool spot to sit in the evening. These lockers here are really nice because I can keep my covers for my windlasses and my bow lines and things like that up here, and I don't have to constantly pull stuff from the back of the boat. These little fans, you hear a fan running here. I've got a fan on one of the heads. So the noise is up here instead of down in the staterooms and in the heads. Really nice to have the fans up here, so we're sucking the air out of the shower area and getting it out of the boat without making a loud noise for the staterooms. Let's go inside. All right, come on in. I'm going to go ahead and close this door. So we've got a great comfortable chair and a large settee here opposite the TV, and that TV is on a lift. So when I'm at sea and it's kind of rough, I can leave it down with the doors open. I'll show you that in a minute. Or I can pop it up. We did a really nice breakfast bar here. So great seating here. And I do have a nice sink here and an ice maker. So really great salon for entertaining. A lot of people would store their glasses and things in there. I've also got great like wine glass storage back here, so I can hang my wine glasses. Have my highball and lowball glasses right here. I've got a great wine cooler. Well, it's really set up nice. So wine cooler, ice maker, lots of refrigeration in the galley, and when I'm entertaining on the cockpit area, I've got my glasses and everything right here close to the aft deck. Being a command bridge boat, which means I'm fully enclosed upstairs, there's really no reason for a lower helm. So what we did here is we built this large seating area, and there's room for a stool here. So 4 or 5 people are very comfortable here. Great view out, galley up, and this stairway is more toward the center line than some of the boats because we were able to get a 4th bunk room in this yacht. So a lot of the 66s and 62s are 3 stateroom boats. This has a 4th bunk room, which is a really nice feature. I'll show you down below. But up here in the galley, I've got my Sub-Zero drawers. So refrigerator and freezer drawers, Fisher Paykel dishwasher, full-size decor oven, full-size 4-burner cooktop. It's a really nice galley layout. This is real granite countertops, and we do these countertops a special way. If you look real closely, there's a small seam here. These countertops look like they're 1.5 inches thick, like they would be in your house, but it's actually aluminum honeycomb like the floor of an airplane, and this granite's been cut to about 3/8 of an inch thick. It's much more stable than solid granite, and we saved about 900 pounds just here in the galley. That weight savings translates to some speed. This boat, I think I did 24.5 knots last week when I was running it, and it really likes that 19, 20 knot at 70 to 80% load. Let's go down below. Alright, so this is that 4th bunk room area I mentioned. If you've got a lot of grandchildren and people you'd like to come on the yacht with you at the same time, then this is a great option. And I really like the way this was left open. So when you're not using it, it doesn't feel like a confined hallway. So maybe 80% of the time this room's not being used, but with these 2 port lights here and this opening to the hallway, it just gives you a great feeling when you walk down here compared to a boat that would have just a narrow hallway. I do have a privacy screen here so I can section this off when I need to. And then here forward in the VIP, I've got a nice queen-size bed with access to the VIP head. And this head also has access from the hallway so that that 4th stateroom bunk room can use this head as well. So most of the time when the 4th stateroom is not being used, this VIP basically has a private head. Let's go check out the port guest stateroom. Alright, now we're in the port guest stateroom, and these bunks are big enough for a 6-foot person to sleep. They're very comfortable. There's enough space between them. I have a nice nightstand here with storage drawers. I have lots of storage under the bed, so I've got 4 nice drawers here, 2 more on this side, and a nice big hanging locker. They have their own TV, and then forward in this stateroom is their own private head with separate stall shower. So I've got 4 staterooms. All right, let's go look at the master. Before we go to the master, actually, I want to show you there's the washer and dryer. And they're opposite each other. Works out really well. I've got space for the supplies. So anyone can use the washer and dryer. You don't have to come into this stateroom. I love the burl wood they chose to do in this. This is called camphor burl. It's very much like American walnut burl. It's an Asian wood. This is called book matching, when they take the sheets of wood and create the same patterns. Really beautifully done. Nightstands also have the burl on them. We did a nice little vanity area here. So you've got a nice lighted makeup mirror, stool to sit on, and we've got the his and hers heads. So each of you have your own head. And just to give you an idea how big the shower is, I'm 6 feet tall. There's plenty of room in here. It's a really nice shower. Windows are frosted, so you're not looking at each other from the head. Really works out nice. All right, let's go up to the command bridge. So it's great to run the boat from up here, but I think as importantly, I find that when I'm staying on a command bridge boat for days or weeks at a time, that having this separate table area is really important. I mean, when you're on the boat for weeks or months, it's just nice to have another place to be where you're not in the salon with everyone else. If you want to be up here on your laptop or just be up here on the phone and be private, not be laying in your bed, this is really a nice space to hang out. I find too that on long trips, I really like the command bridge because I have a drink fridge right here, so I can be running the boat. I can grab myself a cold water, and then right outside I have a day head. So if I'm doing 9 knots offshore, I can really run for 12 hours no problem without calling somebody to come watch. As long as not too much is going on, it's safe to get up and grab a drink if I'm still this close to the helm. And I think one of the things I worry about the most if I'm running short-handed and the second person isn't around is if I have to use the bathroom or something and I have to go down all those steps. I definitely have to have someone else up here with me. But if I just needed to pop in the head real quick and I'm doing 8 knots and there's nothing on the radar for 50 miles, I can pop in there, use the head real quick, and come right back. So it's really nice if you're going to do a lot of voyaging to have this command bridge. Come on out back. The boat doesn't have a dinghy right now, but what fits up here is kind of that 12 to 14 foot rib. The original owner of this boat actually had a flats boat up here. He loved to fish, and he had a Chaos flats boat. I think it was a 15-footer. Beautiful little boat. So we can accommodate pretty much anything from 12 to 14 feet in this area. The davit's rated for anything that would fit here. Okay, and here I have an electric grill and sink. And of course right in there was my fridge. And then a great seating area here. And then you'll notice over here, it's kind of hard to see, but these are my Marquip stairs. So these stairs fold out, and I can hook them up to either the lower boarding location or the higher one like I showed you earlier. So this is really nice if you have maybe elderly parents or something that struggle getting on and off the boat if there's a big elevation change. This makes it a lot safer. All right, let's go check out the engine room and crew quarters. Okay, so these center stairs actually lift up, and you can open this from outside the boat or from up here. So if you're doing serious engine work, you're loading a whole bunch of stuff in the lazarette, you can use those stairs. But most of the time, I think you're going to come and go from this door. And if you do have a captain, he's going to use this door 90% of the time. It's very protected, very safe to use at sea. Alright, now we're in the crew cabin area, and I often hear I want to run the boat myself. I'm not going to have crew. Well, when the boat gets above about 55 feet, I see people find that on the longer voyages, it's nice to have a third person. You're going to start running 12-hour days or running overnight. It's pretty tough for a husband and wife to keep up any kind of reasonable schedule. So as soon as you want to start going far, you're probably going to take on part-time help. When you take on part-time help, it's really good for them and for you to have a separate space for them to be. They might be a great captain, but maybe you don't want to hang out all day. The captains really like having a decent-sized bed. And very importantly, the captain needs a place to not be in bed. So I've got a nice little desk here. I could be on my laptop. I could be watching TV. I could set up a different type of chair in here. But when everyone's traveling and everyone's busy running the boat, you're not in each other's way. But as soon as you dock at Albany in the Bahamas, you're going to stay there for 5 days. The captain doesn't know what to do with himself. Maybe it doesn't make sense to get him off the boat because you're leaving in 4 or 5 days. So really having one bed, decent sized bed, and a little bit of a lounge area, I think is really important in a yacht of this size. We've also fully finished this, so if it is Thanksgiving weekend and you've got a whole bunch of grandkids coming, I don't think anyone in the family would mind being down here for a couple of days. It's a beautiful area. It's fully air conditioned. It's got natural light through port lights. When that engine room door is shut, it's nice and quiet in here. It's really a great space and really, I think, adds a lot of versatility to the boat. The other thing I find in yachts of this size is the owners don't always want to go on the long trips to move the boat. So if you chose to hire a captain and a mate to move the boat, let's say you just want to move it 1,000 miles because you want to be up north for the summer sooner. They're primarily going to live down here, and maybe you give the other mate one of the bunk rooms we saw forward. But it's really nice having the versatility down here. They have their own drink fridge with ice maker. You've actually got another freezer on the boat here. They've got their own hanging locker. So really a versatile area. All right, let's go see the engine room. All right, very clean engine room. 2017, and you would never know it in here. Really a well-maintained boat. I've actually never seen this boat not look good. Everyone who's ever owned it and ever run it has kept it up. My 3,000 gallon fuel tank is right here forward. My fuel filters are right here, easy to access. The water maker's right back here, easy to get to. I have twin generators down here. Either generator will run the whole boat. So why do we have two? Well, if one breaks, you've always got air conditioning. The other thing is the oil change interval on those generators, if you're running 24 hours a day and you're anchored out, is about a week. So if you want to go to the Exumas for 2 or 3 weeks, having 2 generators is the difference between having to change oil on your trip and not having to change oil on your trip. That's my stabilizer head there. This boat has the Naiad fin system. Very reliable system. Really gets rid of all the side-to-side roll underway. I want to show you the C-torque system. So there are a lot of different drive systems you can choose when you build a boat. When this boat was built, they chose to use the C-torque, which is a fluid-filled shaft system. So there's no saltwater cooling a bearing, shaft seal system. There's no cutlass bearing. This system has 2 U-joints. The shaft has a thrust bearing, and the shaft fully enclosed in an oil bath with ball bearing races along the way. So check this out. I want you to see me move this. I could never do this with a cutlass bearing drive boat. This is a big propeller and a 3.5-inch shaft, 3-inch shaft. So I can actually turn this by hand because there's so little friction in this drive line. And that's what this gold anodized aluminum piece is here. This is the actual bearing mechanism. And this is the hydraulic oil that lubricates that whole system. So there's no dripless shaft seal, and there's no cutlass bearing in this boat. Really saves a lot of fuel efficiency. Check out the C-torque website if you want to know more about it. We'll put a link down below. It's a really nice boat, and we've seen the 66 as a really popular model. It's probably been the #1 seller of new and used over the last 12 months. And I think that's because it's under 70 feet, which lets you be more likely to be an owner-operator, but it still has 3 or 4 staterooms with lots of heads. and it's kind of the sweet spot in the market right now. All right, I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough of Mystique. The boat is here at Marlow Marine and available for showing 6 days a week. Call me anytime and we can set up a showing.